Hi, I'm Jim Anderton, Director of Content here at Engineering.com. You know, the Toyota Motor Company is all over the news these days. They've reunited the cast from Back to the Future to promote a new hydrogen fuel cell vehicle, and they've announced a recall of 6.5 million vehicles for defective power window switches. One story that mainstream media won't cover, however, is more important than either of these, and it involves manufacturing. You know, conventional wisdom has it that manufacturing is dying in America. It's become a popular sort of meme driven by a combination of a gadget-driven, software-crazy society and a complete ignorance of the reality of modern manufacturing. Take Georgetown, Kentucky, for example. Georgetown was the site of Toyota's first U.S. manufacturing plant in 1988, where they made the popular Camry midsize sedan. Now today, after a $360 million investment and 1.5 million training hours, the plant is now building the Lexus ES350, and that added 750 new jobs. The new assembly line will build 50,000 vehicles a year. The total plant capacity now exceeds 550,000 vehicles per year, and employment is now over 7,500. Now Toyota is betting $350 million the Kentucky facility can produce high-quality vehicles that will be sold into a very competitive market. That's chasing a highly demanding consumer. 1.5 million training hours is one way they'll achieve that quality, as well as some interesting approaches to the quality problem. The Kentucky team, for example, they bought 22 brand new ES350s from a local dealer, brought them to the factory, then repeatedly tore them down to 2,000 sub-assemblies and rebuilt them piece by piece. While this is routinely done to analyze competitors' vehicles, it's an interesting approach for a firm intending to build at a new facility. It's not widely understood that in most assembly operations, line workers rarely see how their part of the assembly operation produces a whole finished automobile. Real-world driving and the disassembly of completed units gives quality assembly teams a 360-degree picture, and more importantly, a holistic understanding of why every component and subassembly matters to produce adequate levels of fit and finish, with the lowest possible levels of noise, vibration, and harshness. You know, the whole approach reminds me of the innovative Saturn operation in Tennessee, where line workers would telephone owners and ask them how they liked their cars. You know, Saturn owners I knew reported very high levels of satisfaction and world-class reliability. Fortunately, the failure of that Saturn brand didn't mean that domestic manufacturers rejected Saturn's quality ethic. And the result is fit and finish and durability in modern American-made cars and light trucks that was unimaginable 30 years ago. In the 70s and 80s, 100,000 miles is a reasonable life expectancy for a new car or truck. Smaller, four-cylinder vehicles rarely reach that milestone. Now today, the engine rebuilding industry, for example, survives on industrial power plants for construction equipment, generators, and forklifts. Most vehicles go to the scrapyard without ever having replaced a head gasket or a valve. And they're cheaper, too, in inflation-adjusted dollars. If you compare apples to apples, new cars are a bargain. In 1960, for example, a Volkswagen Beetle cost approximately $1,600 and was literally a tin can on wheels. Now, a typical non-union assembly line job might in those days have paid $1 to $1.50 an hour. Now, if we track wages for similar jobs at approximately 10 times that rate today, the same worker would be buying an entry-level vehicle for approximately $16,000. Now, a small car completely superior to that 1960 Beetle can be had for $11,000 to $12,000, and it's a vehicle that's safer, faster, more economical, more comfortable, better finished, and longer lasting than anything that rolled off the lines in the 1960s. In other words, the automotive industry has done what most other industries couldn't achieve: build significantly better product at a considerably lower cost over generational timescales. We'll see if the cell phone manufacturers can make that same claim 30 to 40 years from now. I doubt it.